Hi, welcome to a virtual orientation of the Eagle HT 29.5 BH OK by Jayco. We're going to start our orientation on the outside and we're going to begin near the front. First thing we're going to come to is your front storage compartment, or the underbelly of the trailer. On this side of the compartment you'll find the manual crank here, as well as your tire pressure gauge. We have some lighting. We also have output for a TV, as well as your 120 volt for a TV if you want it out underneath your awning. Next we'll come to your propane storage. There's actually propane stored on either side of the trailer. It uses a crossover regulator system. The regulator is actually on the other side, so I'll show you that when I get over there. Notice as we come along the front here, we'll see that you have a GFCI protected plug, as well as the rear view cameras installed. This will give you a clean view down either side of the trailer. There's one here in the same spot on the other side, and there is a rear view camera so you can see the back of the trailer. So you can continue along the front. You'll see that we have our front storage compartment. This also houses the battery. Also of note, we have a loading light, and as on your as every trailer, we have your breakaway switch. This end is connected to the tow vehicle. In the event that the tow vehicle and the trailer are disconnected, the pin will pull right here, and the tow vehicle will keep going, but your trailer here, the brakes will engage and it will stop, which is a good thing. Other thing to note is sometimes in hookup or whatever, you can accidentally pull this out a little bit, and if it's pulled out enough to engage the brakes, you will notice it when you try to pull it. So if you're going to tow and you can feel the brakes are sticking on, try making sure that pin is in all the way. As we continue along here, we'll come to the next propane storage compartment. So in here you'll see that we have the crossover regulator. Works like it does in any other trailer. This handle is pointing to the other compartment or the other bottle, so it will draw from that bottle first. When it gets below a predetermined pressure, it will automatically cross over and draw from this tank, which means if it's a cold night, you've got the heat on and you run out of propane on the one side, you don't have to get out and open the other bottle and switch it over manually. Before I go any further, I'll just point out, here's the other rear view camera on the other side, so you get a good view of both sides of the trailer. And then when we get there, I'll show you the one on the back as well. So here is the underbelly as you'd see it from the other side. You'll see we have your 50 amp power cord used to connect you to the campground power. Here we have your sewer hose, the dog bone to connect from the 50 amp to the 30. And then we have the other connector to go from the 30 to the 15. Right here we also have your battery disconnect, and we have your auto level system. Pretty good instructions here on how to use it. The first thing that you need to know is to turn it on, you press and hold the up and down buttons together and it will turn the system on. Other than that, it gives you a good legend of what all the lights mean and pretty good directions there. Moving right next door, we'll see the brains of the water system. We have access to a spray nozzle here. We also have a pre-wired solar port. We have a light. We have your hot water tank bypass right here. So if you're trying to winterize, you're not filling a hot water tank filled with antifreeze. This light here just indicates that your freshwater pump is turned on. And we'll get to that next. Here's the switch to turn on your freshwater pump. So there's a lot to go through here. If you want to draw antifreeze, then you'll hook this hose up to this inlet and then follow the directions here. So winterize is this and this. So this valve's like this valve's like this with the hose here. if you want to flush the black water tank, you hook the hose up to here. And then if you want to hook up to basically the garden hose from the campground, you hook up to this port here. And this will, again, this same configuration, and using this port will be your connection for city water. Also on here we have your connectivity for the satellite cable and auxiliaries. Basically your SAT and your auxiliary are satellite 1 and 2. Anything cable you plug into the cable port right here. Below that we also have your black, gray, and other gray water valves. Right, moving on from here, we'll look at your 50 amp power supply connection, and then we'll come to the outside portion of your hot water tank. So your hot water heater here, there's a couple important things to make note of. First thing I would like you to note is the drain for the hot water tank is here. The pressure relief valve is here, and we have your tank reset here, as well as for electric you have your on and off switch. So if it's not lighting on electric, that could be why. Important to note, if you're ever going to remove this drain plug, always make sure you open the pressure relief valve and leave it open, otherwise this thing can shoot out like a missile. Okay, we'll continue along the outside of the trailer. Next thing we're going to come to is the output for your gray water tank here. We'll continue along the back, and we'll see roof access via this ladder. And right next to that, if you follow the finger, you'll see the pre-wired camera body there. On this unit we have the camera installed. It'll give you a clean view of what's behind you. You can view everything from the cameras inside your tow vehicle. So we continue on to the outdoor kitchen. You'll see that we have an outdoor cooktop that is connected via Quick Connect to this port here that connects you to the trailer's propane system. Now there is a valve here, and it's important to make sure when you're trying to light that the valve is open here and on the tanks at the front of the trailer. You'll also notice that we have a second propane port back here, giving you access to the propane system if you have a barbecue or cooktop of your own as well. Also underneath here we have 12 volt access, as well as a mounting location for a TV and output for the cable or satellite. Continue along the outside here. The next thing we'll notice is your venting for your fridge. It's very important, especially because it's underneath your awning, that this remains uncovered and open at all times. Your fridge requires proper ventilation for it to operate properly. Here, before I go inside, I'm going to point out we have speaker here and here. You can listen to the music, radio, whatever you want, on the unit inside the trailer. You can hear it outside under the speakers. And take a look inside. So, inside the trailer, you'll notice, first off, we have your fire extinguisher. Very important piece of safety equipment. Next, you have your GFCI plug for the trailer. Well, you can't see it now because we don't have it hooked up to 120 volt power, but if that's tripped, then you'll see the light come on, and you will not have a 120 or any power basically at any of your plugs on the side of that plug. So anything near water, your outside plugs, probably won't work if that's tripped. So if you have any issues like that, try checking here, and you can press the reset button on the front of this, and that may fix your problem. Directly below that, we have your carbon monoxide propane detector. There's a button on the front here. You can press that and test it. This will flash and beep at you and then go back to solid green if it's working properly. If not, it'd be a good idea to call in and get that fixed. It's important to test it every once in a while, and I usually suggest that you test the that propane carbon monoxide detector at the same time that you test your smoke detector right there. Coming over here, if we look down, we'll see that we have your power center, where you'll find your breakers like you'd see in your house, and fuses like you might see in your vehicle. Directly above that, we have some switches to control the lighting, as well as we have the J command system. You can cycle through the different menus. We have settings to pair your device with this. If you get the J command app, you can connect it to your phone and you can control your slides and do much of this functionality from your phone as well. So this is your command center. This is where you check your tank levels, you turn on your AC or your heat. Everything is done right from here. There's a quick button to take you to your heat or your cooling modes, as well as a quick button to turn your water pump on or off. Right above here, you'll notice the battery indicator. This is used with your the solar power system. So it'll actually give you the voltage and amps, battery life, a whole bunch of neat stuff. Well, from here we'll go upstairs. From this point, you can either go right into the bathroom or into the bedroom. We'll go into the bathroom first. Take a look here. Have the standard vent fan there. And here, a nice skylight. Have the slide out in the bedroom. Gives you some extra room around the bed. It really is very nice. Good sized bedroom. Also with a vent fan, mounting position for a TV, as well as the cable, satellite, 120 volt power and 12 volt power. Whatever you may need, right here for you if you decide to put a TV in the bedroom. This unit also has the lift assisted bed props. It's very handy if you're trying to load anything underneath the bed for storage. I'd like to make note of your emergency exit in the bedroom here. In order to utilize the emergency exit, have you press down on the black tab, push the red handle over, push the red handle all the way out of the unit, pull this red tab to remove the screen, then you can escape to safety. Alright, let's head down into the main part of the trailer again, and we'll take a look at your TV and your stereo system. The biggest thing to note about the TV is the booster here. So there's a button right here. The easiest thing to know is that it exists. If your TV connection isn't working properly, be it satellite or your cable or your antenna, come in here and give this button a press and just see if that might help your situation. This basically boosts the antenna, but it'll mess up your satellite. Alright, next door to this we have the stereo for the unit. You will note that on this unit we have 3 zones. The third zone would be those 2 speakers outside of the trailer, so you can select that to listen to your radio outside. You can listen to every zone separately, all 3 zones together, any two together, any combination you can think of. You can listen to those zones that way. We have a DVD player, we have Bluetooth, USB, and HDMI connectivity, as well as a port for headphones. Next, we'll come to your refrigerator. Look up here. See, we have our on-off button. We also have a button that switches between auto and gas. If it's depressed or pressed in, it will be on auto, and it will automatically select from electric if available. If not, it'll go to gas. Or if the button is out, it will try to select from gas. If you notice at any time that this light is on, that would be an indication that there's something wrong with your gas supply. So you might want to check the bottle valves to make sure they're open. If they are open and you still don't have gas, try shutting off the refrigerator for a period of time, 5 minutes, then turn it back on. Sometimes if there's not enough pressure when you go to initially light, it won't light. let's take a step back into the bunk room. Lots of sleeping space back here. We have a nice night light. We have some clothing hooks here. We have some extra lights up here. And like the master bedroom, there is a mounting position as well as 120 12 volt and cable connectivity. We have lots of sleeping space. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 bunks. Some storage here. And the stairs leading up to the top bunks, as well as here. It's really a neat bunk setup. And just like the master bedroom, we have an emergency exit here that operates in the exact same way as the one I mentioned previously. Around to take us back to the main area of the trailer. Where the next thing I will look at is your stovetop. This stovetop is lit. Turn this to the light position right here. Turn the igniter and it lights automatically. Same thing for all three. The oven operates in the exact same way, except instead of just pressing it and turning it to that position and turning the igniter, you have to turn it to there, then press and hold the knob in and turn the igniter at the same time, and that will ignite the stove. This unit also comes set up with the Wi-Fi capabilities. That sums up our video on the Eagle HT fifth wheel trailer. Very neat new trailer that we got in. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to give us a call and we'll answer them as best as we can. Thank you very much.